Hey, this is DJ Matt Bain, and welcome to the first ever Sneakers App Sneaker Battles video. For those of you who have been active in the Sneakers app over the years, you know that Sneaker Battles are one of the most popular features we've had. In this new format, a guest judge will choose winners each week in a completely biased and unscientific way. If you want to be featured in the Sneaker Battle videos, it's super easy to do. Just go to the chat wall in the Sneakers app and post your pictures with hashtag battle in the comment. The top pictures will be selected each week. Before we begin, let's meet this week's guest judge. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining the Sneakers Battles. I'm really excited because we have our first guest judge tonight, and I can't think of a better guest judge to have than my good man, Ray, that has been around the Sneakers app forever. You guys probably know him as PR Sneaks 23. Ray, thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I appreciate it. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, Matt, first of all, much love, and I appreciate the invite. I'm humbled. Like I said, I remember starting and getting on the Sneakers app at kind of at the when things started really happening with social media and sneakers, right? I was into collecting since the '90s, but when things started really happening, with social media, Sneakers app, that was my first kind of introduction into social media and how to kind of maneuver away around that and meeting people in social media. Like I said, and becoming friends with them and still knowing them to this day after so many years. So thank you for that. So so basically my name is Ray, aka PR Sneaks 23. The aka comes because my IG handle is PR Sneaks 23, and that's what I'm better known for, I guess, throughout the years. I have other social media outlets. I would say Twitter, but I just basically use Twitter for news feeds and stuff like that. I'm not very active on that. So that's it.
Well, so you're in Miami, right?
I'm in South Florida, Miami. Yes, sir.
Yeah, nice. So how are things going right now? Are you guys staying healthy?
Well, Miami is one of those cities that obviously it's been in the news for a while. South Florida and then Miami-Dade with COVID cases, kind of being high up there. But Miami's just a special place in the aspect that I told my wife. If you stay safe, if you wear a mask, if you social distance and stuff like that, then you should be fine. You just got to be smart about the way you go about things and in the new normal. But there's some people that don't do that. They see kids partying, having parties outside, in boats and doing a lot of different things. And obviously that's going to happen. Young people are feel invincible sometimes. And I remember being in my 20s feeling the same way. So for the most part, we're healthy as a group. We're being smart about it. But you do have those individuals that say the hell with it. I'm gonna go all out, and that's what you see in the news and why we have so many cases.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys are staying healthy. We are, with the Sneakers app, we have a really cool feature that a lot of people have known over the years. I know you participated for a long time, and that's these Sneakers Battles.
Yeah.
And we're doing it a little bit different now. And this is the first one. And again, I'm really honored that you're here to be the first guest judge. But, before in the app, we were having the other users kind of be the judge of the battles. And we're flipping that a little bit. And we're bringing on guest judge. And again, you're the first one. So thank you. But these are going to give us a little bit better insight, I think, into the judges, actually, and kind of the sneakers that you're into. So, we're here to hear the stories, hear the shoes that you like, and get to know you a little bit better and a little bit more about kind of your sneaker style, because I think that's what it's all about.
Awesome,
connecting
awesome.
with people, So,
Absolutely.
So let's get down to these battles. We got a bunch of people that came onto the app that were wanting to be part of it. We selected 5 rounds. Each week there's going to be 5 rounds. Round 1. We have Rye Guy with the Jordan 4 Travis Scott. I was just looking at the release date in 2018, and I can't believe it's actually been 2 years already. It seems like this shoe just came out. But what did you think about the shoe when it released, Ray?
Man, it's that's a funny situation. So I very rarely get help or kind of hooked up on these limited shoes, right?
You got to
I
be
have a
kidding
lot
me,
of
man. I see your Instagram. You got everything. How do you not get help?
No, everyone asks me all the time. I mean, listen, I've gotten my share of help, especially with Yeezys and certain folks that probably watch this and say, hey, look, I remember helping you out and stuff like that. And, you know, at some point I was, you know, like I said, people will bless me, will help out the situation, you know. But in the community, as time has flown, you know, everyone obviously wants to slap another person's hand and they buy out all these other managers and whatever. Actually, we're talking about that's probably taboo. But what I'm saying is, it's difficult to kind of get helped out unless you win on Sneakers app or you win on whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or a raffle. So the moral of the story I'm trying to convey is that I remember the Jordan 4 Travis Scott. It's one of those shoes that I wasn't feeling the colorway at first too much. However, it's one of those that said that I got a call and goes, Ray, you want these? And I go, yeah, why not? You know what I mean? And and ever since then, I kept it and it grew on me. It started growing on me. You know what I mean? Like I didn't sell it or anything like that. I kept it and I started really liking the combo of the black laces and you know that blue Oilers color. Or I just at first I wasn't, but the black laces with the Oilers color piece of it, I wear it reoccurringly. I started wearing it more and more and more, and I actually really like the shoe a lot. So I think at first I wasn't feeling it as much. I wasn't even gonna like ask around. Sometimes I'm like asking who could help, where could I find, you know, it is the whole thing like before you used to go to different sneaker boutiques and try to finagle your way around and try to get a shoe. Well, now it's the same thing in a way. It's just virtual more in a way. You're kind of going around and see who could help you out in different areas. And this one wasn't one of those. I happened to get a call and said, hey, you want these? I'm like, well, really? You're calling? Really? And it went from there. But I think it's an excellent shoe. I think it's different. It's a different color forward. You never seen it, right? And I think that's one of the things that Travis is pretty good at. You know, changes up the silhouette a little bit. You know what I'm saying with this style, and adds a really nice color combo. So again, thumbs up to the shoe.
In the red corner, we got Really Breezy coming in with the Jordan 4. So another Jordan 4. We got a 4 battle right now.
I love that.
This one is the Cause, the Black Cause.
Oof.
So this is a tough one, but were you able to get your hands on the Cause?
No, here, one of the stores here, one of the major stores, very well-known store called Shoe Gallery. They did something very special for the Cause, and I applaud them a lot for it. So what they did is they had a battle of drawing. So they asked the contestants, they put it up on their IG like they always do, and they gave, I think, everyone a week, and they said, come up with your best artwork, like Cause kind of thing related, like something, you know, be creative, do your own thing, right?
Yeah.
Post it, and if we select you, you need to bring the artwork in as proof that it's yours, that you did it. Right?
That's a good move.
It is a good move. It was very nice. It was awesome. So many people I know won. I tried and I didn't win. I guess I suck at drawing. But a lot of people that I know, I was just talking to the phone with one that won a little while ago, and one of my good friends won as well. So he was pretty good. And again, you could be okay, but they just had individuals selected, and all over the community, individuals actually got their hands on the Cause without going too crazy, just by participating in this art contest. And they selected winners, and you know they filmed it, they did the whole nine. So I didn't get my hands on it, but that shoe is spectacular. I mean, it is a spectacular shoe. I've seen it several times. I've had it in hand. When both of my friends picked it up, I was there to see it, to understand the shoe. And the gray version, to me, is better than the black version. But either or is still the same, because from quality standpoint and the leather tongue in the back, I mean, that shoe's out of control. Don't have it.
Yeah.
Seen it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's one of those ones that I didn't get my hands on that I will always look back on and wish that I did.
Yeah, and I would tell you something, Matt. Like, I always say I don't get a lot of W's at first, but I get what I call delayed W's. That if I don't get it now, I'm gonna get it at some point. Meaning, you know, and again, and I don't pay hefty resale value at all. I just don't believe in it because there's too many things going on. But I have a lot of shoes, so either I'll get some stuff, trade,
Right.
sell some shoes to get some money, for the shoe, and then come up with at least 70% of the value of the shoe that I'm going to spend on, and then add a little bit on the top, and I don't feel it as heavy. So eventually, that's what I do with a shoe that I really, really want, that I got an L on. I'll end up getting the delayed W at some point, and that's one of the ones that eventually I will. Listen, I have the Supreme 5 up there, and I always wanted it. It was coveted for me, but I never wanted to spend heavy price on it. And it's not even that expensive, maybe $600 or whatever for my size. But I always wanted the black one. Never got the black one, and finally, I mean, how old is that shoe? 2015.
Yeah. No. So the black one's 2017.
Oh, okay. The Supreme, right? Supreme
Oh,
5.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So that one that's got to be 2015. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
So 5 years. I just got it like 4 months ago.
Really, that's funny because I just got my pair probably 4 months ago. I had all three of them, and I let them go because I wasn't wearing them at all, and I didn't think that I would. And then I really regretted it, so I grabbed them again probably 4 months ago.
No, I got the camouflage. I also resell. I got it from a kid that wanted around here, and he got them to me for like $350, which was nothing at the time. And then the black one, it was always higher. The white one's higher price because it's more limited. But I'm not so big on it. I was really keen on the black one because I love it's like the metallic. I love the metallic 5. So finally, I got the black one. To me, it was like, wow. It was like a grail. I was like, wow, I got it. Got my hands on it, But eventually, so the cause is one of those for me. I'm eventually going to have it.
So now you got to call this battle. Is it going to be Rye Guy with the Travis Scott 4, or is it going to be Real Breezy with the Cause Black 4?
Rye Guy, let me tell you, man, like, you may win a lot of battles with that because that shoe's special. But I'm going to give the edge to the Cause 4, man. So,
all right, yeah.
Busy. I have to give the edge to that. It's and I think like if you really like hold down and think about it, you'll agree with it. That Cause is a heavy punch, man. That's a haymaker, and I don't know there's a lot of shoes that could beat that Cause 4.
That's right. Yeah, we started off with the heavyweight. Have a little bit of mix. Last one we had just Jordan 4s. This is going to be a little mix it up battle. See who wins on this one. Right. We got an icon against another icon, but we'll see.
Round 2.
So in the black corner, we got S.909 with the LeBron 8 Low Sprites. Tell me about the LeBrons. Are you a fan of the LeBron models?
At some point, I was pretty heavy on the LeBron models. And LeBron, I think maybe I became a little salty with the way he left Miami, right? So biased in the fact that I started like, I still appreciate LeBron. Like, I really do. I appreciate him for a lot of this stuff that he does, I think, outside the court. For the most part, I appreciate it. I'm a big Jordan fan, and, things that he's done outside the court, are better than Jordan. And I came, and I'm a Jordan fan for sure. But, he's really done a lot of stuff, what I'm saying, community-wise, just kind of being there for a lot of the social and political stuff. He just, I admire that about him in a lot of ways. He has some things that, kind of like, I would say to me, he could go about it a better way, but that's just the way he is. And it is what it is. You got to take it. Jordan has a bunch of things that people will say, hey, wish he would be a little bit different on that aspect, but it still doesn't take away from who he is and what it does. From his game standpoint, also another, look what he's doing now at this age, a phenomenon. Like,
yeah.
Who does that at that age?
Makes me feel like a slacker, man. That's for sure.
Yeah, think about that. But who takes care of their body better than LeBron James?
Yeah.
You're going to give a gold or a champion? No one takes care of their body better than that guy. But going back, so when he left Miami, I started kind of just winging off LeBron's, So I had a lot.
So what do you think about the LeBron 8 Low? And, the Sprite's got to be one of the most iconic colorways of it. So,
I think the LeBron 8 and then the LeBron 8 Low are one of the best LeBrons, right? So the LeBron 7 started changing the LeBron series with the Air Max, and I think it was Petrie who was a designer, but it changed the LeBron, right? And then the Air Bubble with the 8 the same way. The South Beach came out and everyone freaked out about it. And it's one of the best silhouettes to me. And the old version of those, you had a bunch of nice ones. You had the Solars. You had there was a Miami Night limited one that was also is worth a lot of money. And then you have the Sprite. The Sprite, the first kind of rendition. There's a 7 that was a sample version. I don't know if you know about that one.
Yep.
And then there's the 8. That's the actual the first retail version of it. It's fantastic. So I think the 8 is a great model. The Sprite of that shoe is an awesome model. I think they came out with an 11 or something version of it as well, a Sprite, but it doesn't compete with the 8. So I think it's a fantastic shoe. I think it's a fantastic shoe. I'll be honest with you. I had it. I sold it. Do I regret it? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, I don't miss it, you know.
The Contender.
You know, a classic, and it's kind of one of the must-haves for many sneakerheads, especially if they're into Jordans. And that's Meat and Cheese is coming in with the 12s, with the Jordan 12s. And it's not just any Jordan 12s. You know, it's really kind of the most iconic of the 12s, I would say, and that's the Flu Games.
Absolutely.
So what's your thoughts on the Flu Games?
You know, to take away the people, you know, us being biased as people that love Jordan and all that stuff. First of all, it's a classic, one, right? And it's an OG colorway, right? Kind of in a way, meaning it's one of the primary colorways, right?
Right.
And not only that, it's iconic. It's the Flu Game, right? So it could be a Taxi, which is dope. You know, there could be several others, right? Cherries, which are pretty dope too, right? But that whole red and black, that whole bread type of colorway, you know, red and black, black and red, black and red, I think it's fantastic, man. I think it's a great classic shoe. And we said something a little while ago. Did I miss the LeBron 8? Not really. Was it cool to have? If you have it, okay. If you ask most sneakerheads, do they have a 12, a Flu Game in their collection? They'll say yes, or now they say they're trying to obtain it because you want it in your collection, right? And that's key. That's key to a battle. It's a shoe that you must have. There's several shoes that we have, right? We have all these hype shoes, right? But along with the hype shoes, we have a Jordan 3 Cement. We have a Parlay Metallic 5. We have a Bread 4, right? You have a 6, an Infrared 6, right? You have OGs. You may have a 7 Bordeaux. You may not, but I do. You know, you start having these classic colorways, and they're a must in your collection. So you keep that as a must because it's classic. And it's one of those things that if you're a sneakerhead, you have to go out there and obtain it and have it in your collection. So
yeah, you know, that's one of those shoes that doesn't leave my collection, you know, no matter what.
No, I agree. And let me tell you, I will say I'm not a big fan of the 12. Like, it's not a shoe that I put on and say, oh, I'm going to go chill, wear it. You know, I'm a 1 guy. I have 1s all over the place. I wear them all the time. I wear 3s and 4s all the time. I don't just slap on a 12, so let me just put some shorts on and walk out on a 12. I don't, to be honest with you. And I want to be honest with you, I'm looking at my 12s right now. They're to my right-hand side. You know, I will sell all of the ones that I have except 2. French Blue and the Flu Games. I wouldn't sell those.
Sprite lows, or are you going with the classic Flu Game 12s?
Unfortunately, this was a little bit easier than the first battle. I'm going to go straight with the 12s.
All right, man.
The round 2 winner.
Round 3, we got another app OG participating.
All right, I love the OGs.
That's right. It's our man Keys coming in with the green snakeskin low 11s.
Okay, all right, heavy.
Yeah. So
nice.
how, you know, there's iconic Jordans. 11s are one of those iconic Jordans, but 11 lows seem to, you know, be pretty divisive. There are people that are just 11 purists that, you know, they don't touch the lows. Some low colorways have been hit and miss. But what do you think about the green snakeskin?
Well, first, I'm a big fan of the 11s, and I have, to some point, I almost had every 11 low. I remember the Citrus 11 lows that came out in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. And I remember buying it in Miami at a warehouse, you know, meaning at a warehouse that sold shoes. So the shoe wasn't like a thing that was sold in Foot Locker. It was a women's shoe. I wanted like a size 12 or whatever, or 12 and a half women's. And those days, it used to go up to like a size 14 women. Right. It wasn't like a cut off at the 12. And I remember calling Nike Biz, because there was no internet back in the days going through, calling Nike Biz and getting info as to where they sent the shoe. So I was calling all over the place to figure out who got that. So going back from then, I love those, and they came out with metallic lows, and then there was the OG snakeskin blue one, right? You know,
Right.
So the OG snakeskin blue ones always has. I have the OG one still. It separated the sole, but I still have it around. I try to glue it together. So I was always a fanatic of the OG snakeskin. They had the pink one for the girls, and they had the I didn't appreciate the pink one as much, but the blue one was fire. So comes the green one, the green reptiles when it comes out, and I needed to have it. I had a buddy that he custom on the midsole, the white. He made it black, and it looks so fire, man. So there's certain things you could do with that shoe to make it look amazing. I left the OG. I still have it. The sole's still icy on it. I've worn it a few times. It's not one of those shoes you go just slap on and wear all the time. But I appreciate the shoe for what it is. You know, I think that's the snakeskin on the 11s is it's just, to me, it's a great combo. So overall, shoe's fantastic. I have it in great condition. Is it a must-have? It depends who you ask. If you're 11 lover, and I think you would appreciate the lows. Now you are right. There are some misses on some of the lows. There's some misses in some of the highs.
That's true.
Because they started, it became kind of saturated a little bit. They started just coming out all these colorways, you know. But for the most part, you know, the colorways are pretty good and pretty standard. And you know, the reptile one is fire to me.
Yeah, you know, for me personally, I kind of got tired of 11s for a while, and I moved some of especially my lows. But the green snakeskin's the one that I didn't want to part with. I still have them.
In the red corner,
we have Meat and Cheese again. So he's participated in 2, but you know what? He's also an app OG, so I like having him here.
All right.
But he's got another 11 low.
He's not letting low. He's an OG, so he's representing.
That's right. So he has got another 11 low, and this might be difficult for me. It's not, but it might be for you. So the Derek Jeter 11 low that released in 2018. So what about that one? So I'm from Chicago. Well, I live in Chicago. I am not a Yankees fan, so that probably, you know, biased me a little bit, but it was a beautiful looking shoe. What did you think about it?
Matt, man, it's a good story on that one, man. If there's a definition of sleeping on a shoe, that's it. I slept on it, man. I had several opportunities right there in my face. 1,000 restocks all over the place, and I didn't cop it. Why? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. Like, I need therapy for that, because I don't understand how it's such a beautiful 11, which it really is, and I kept passing on it. I kept saying, you know, I don't know, you know. So, but think in hindsight, thinking about it now, thinking about it a couple of years later, you know, whenever a year later, I was like, why? I should have just copped it, you know.
Probably. Yeah, it was a good quality shoe too. I mean, the suede that they used on it was pretty nice. Yeah.
Was it price point? What was? I think it was heavier price than a regular one. Was that the point? The reason why? Was it a $200 shoe?
Yeah, it was 200, and I think that, you know, the snakeskin was 150. So, you know,
I think that's what turned me off. Then it was something that said, "Yo, I'm not gonna get a $200 low." Like, you know. You know, and sometimes it's the principle. It's like, man, why are you like overcharging? You know, I've done that a couple of times. Like, I remember the Animal Instinct 3s that came out. I was pissed off about that. I mean, I had to get it because I love 3s and I just loved the whole thing. But it hurt me, man. I was like, man, why are you charging $250? You know, it ain't like the material's real deal, reptile and all that stuff, man. All that stuff is, you know, it's not. So it's one of those. I think that's part of the reason why. You know, so I don't know. Like, again, dope shoe. So you got to give credit to where credit is due. It is a nice shoe. But Matt, I would have picked it up if I really wanted it, right?
That's right. You going with the reptiles?
Exactly right. I'll definitely pick the reptiles. Not just because I have them, but again, because of the story. I could have had the other ones. I've never got them. I didn't even go for the delayed W on them. But I respect it. You know, it's one of those things like you like something, but you don't like it enough, but you respect the fact that it's dope, but it's just probably not your cup of tea. That's probably it right there.
All right, thank you.
Let's go.
We got round before the last round. So we got Sean P. Muth. I'm sure you've talked with Sean before.
Yeah, absolutely.
So round 4, Sean is coming with a KD6 What The. It's from 2014. I think it was $150 at the time. So what do you think about the KD line?
Not a fan.
Yeah? Have you ever been a fan?
No. But the only KD that I've ever had was the What The KD. I had that shoe. Yes. I actually think it's a very nice shoe. Oh, no. And I had that same silhouette, the Gumbo All-Star edition as well. Yeah.
I like that. That was a good colorway.
Yeah. It was. I think that line. Oh, I'm so lying. And I had the bamboo, the green and khaki color.
Yeah.
Remember. So you hear what I'm saying? Had. So it didn't fit. I mean, I don't know. For me, it didn't fit. It didn't fit me well. It looked weird in it. It made me look like a duck, flat-footed. It was just one of those the way shoes designed. I like looking at it. That particular model. I don't know if I particularly like the shoe, but the What The, out of all of them, fire, man. The What The's fire in that shoe. I appreciate that shoe. The What The, I really do.
Yeah, I've only owned a couple pairs of KDs. I ended up getting rid of both of them, but they, just weren't for me. The fit wasn't there for me. But I love the 6 though is one of my favorite silhouettes of his whole line. So the contender here is BX Sneaker King, and another Jordan classic that I'm not sure we're gonna be able to get around this one because it's the Jordan 8 Aqua. Yeah. So talking about classic Jordans and stuff that sneakerheads kind of want to keep in their collection, this probably classifies as one of those.
Absolutely, 100%, man. I am not an 8 lover whatsoever. By no means do I like the 8. It's a heavy shoe. It's kind of chunky. But there's certain things I appreciate and love about the shoe. I have to have an 8 Aqua. It's classic. All-star. It's awesome. You know what I'm saying? It's classic. And I love the shoe. But because the colorway makes the shoe. I'm sorry to tell you. I know people say silhouette. But like I said, there's certain silhouettes that I'm not necessarily a fan of. But the colorway is so fire that it burns the scene, and that's one of those. To me, I don't have many 8s at all. I have Aqua for sure. I have the original Chrome because I just like that combo. I have 8 lows playoffs, which are very unique. And
I remember you have those. I'm a little jealous that you have those.
I still have them around. I actually have 2 pairs because my brother. I had 2 pairs. I beat one up. Went to the gym with it. My brother. When I bought my pair years ago, he had it. He wasn't a sneaker fan, and one time he was moving, and he goes, "Hey, look what I have here," and it just had them. They're all dusty, brand new in a way, but dusty because he never wore them. They were like in a bag. And but anyway, I love that. I love the shoe. So the Aqua is dope, But in the little cross function that it has, I think it's fire.
Straps.
Yeah, the straps is dope, man. It gives it that nostalgic Tim Hardaway crossover kind of appeal to it,
Yeah, like the Air Raid and
like the Raid, right? And now obviously, Fear God, Jerry Lorenzo for his silhouette, it's basically a mix of the Air Raid, which I love. So I love that shoe because I'm a big fan of the Air Raid. So I love the crossover. One of the things I love about the 8s, what I didn't like was the fact that it was heavier, and it was chunky at the heel. But other than that, the shoe's dope, and that colorway, fire, classic.
Yeah, so I've only kept 2 8s. I've kept the playoffs and I've kept the Aquas. And the funny thing is, I don't have Miami winter. I live in Chicago, so those are actually like my winter boots.
Yeah, see that's a good winter boot. You know what I'm saying? We don't have. It's funny. I have a winterized Jordan Spizike. I love it. It's a brown, great leather, great material, great for the winter. When I used to live in Tennessee for about 7 years. So not that it was crazy cold like Chicago, but it has cold streaks and it has cold moments. And I used to wear it all the time. And I still have it here. And I look at it, I'm like, when am I going to use it? I can't wear it here. The winter over here is like 75 degrees. It's like,
Who's your winner? Are you going with BX Sneaker King with the Aqua 8s, or are you going with Sean and the KD6 What The?
Yeah, Sean. Sean, I understand the shoe and personally liking it, but to put it up in a battle where you could get a haymaker by a classic, you gotta kind of like put something else up there, man. I wouldn't remember you. I will always put in a battle. What do you think is a must-have? You know what I mean? And that's the best, advice I could give. You know what I'm saying? Like, a KD6 could be. I have a lot of shoes that are not must-haves. They're just personal favorites of mine. But if I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go into a battle, I'm gonna just take off some must-haves because I don't make it difficult for a judge.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, so we got winner round 4, BX Sneaker King. Last round, we're almost through this. This is, I think, an interesting round for me. We got LG24. He is coming in on the black corner with a sneaker that you don't actually see too often posted on the wall. It is the Air Force One Mid Supreme NBA version.
Oh.
So, Supreme, one of those brands, again, pretty divisive. People either love it or they hate it. This shoe in particular, I think, was even more divisive because it has the NBA logos all over it. What did you think about it?
I thought it was pretty interesting. I am one of those guys that I like Supreme. I appreciate Supreme. It's very hype, and they're very there's a lot of stories about Supreme. I hear stories. You go into the stores, they don't give a hell. They treat you like whatever because they make money anyway. It looks, they're one of those brands that they test the limits. They know that people are going to buy their stuff. They can put it on. They put it on a brick and they sell. And they sell the brick. They actually do that, right? They put stuff on the most random stuff because they know people are still going to buy it and still going to resell. And that's pretty bold, And I appreciate some of that stuff, that boldness, because it's like, hey, look, we did it. We made it. People are going to buy it anyway. You know what I mean? So going back, I appreciate a lot of their collabs. That NBA one, I wanted one. I hit. I won. I remember I was at the parking lot coming back from lunch, and I sat there and I won. I'm like, yeah, man! I got the shoe and I got the jersey all in one purchase.
Nice.
Then I get an email. that my order was canceled due to a detection of a bot. What bot? It was all manual on my phone. I was pissed. I was pissed. Yeah, I get one of those emails saying that. I was, what? That was the only time Supreme did that to me, ever. And I heard people that they done that. I guess they have some kind of detector, and sometimes it's faulty. And they did that to me, and I never copped it. And was it a must-have? Not whatsoever, because when it first released, the resale value was nothing. You have $20 over retail maybe at that, especially the white one. This is the white one we're battling right? Yeah, the white one, and the black one's a little bit more because it was a little bit more probably by $20. But now it resells for not a great amount, but I think double or triple what the retail was. And it was one of those I missed out on it. I guess I feel more bad about the jersey. I wanted the jersey. I thought the jersey was dope. And that's one that probably. But the shoe, it's all right. It's cool. I wanted it at first because it was just different. It was so in your face with all the logos,
Kind of the other end of the spectrum of hype shoes. And it's Jules Fit 21, who some of you remember as Soul Soldier, been in the app forever, another app OG. He had a surprising one, and that is the Yeezy Foam Runner model. And so it's surprising because if you know Jules Fit, I didn't think that would be a shoe he would go after. It's one of those shoes that I am surprised people went after at all. But, man, that shoe took off. I mean, the resale value is crazy. So what do you think about that part of the Yeezy line, the Foam Runner?
First of all, I would never think that Jules will go after that.
Exactly.
So I would love for you to interview him at some point and ask him. I want to hear what was his thinking behind that. Since I saw the image of the guy in the bike with the girl in the back and the shoe, I was like, I gotta have it. Have to have it. To me, it's innovative. It's crazy as hell. It's weird. You know what I'm saying? And I need it. I want it. Just that color, especially. There's gonna be several colors later. They're gonna be easier to cop. But I'm a big fan of that white or that bonish kind of color.
Right.
So when they're about to release, I'm like a madman. I get all the, it's about May release. Stock is ready to go. Everything's ready. I'm on my phone. I maybe was 30 seconds late, maybe 20 seconds late, but you feel confident. Waiting there for about 30, 40 minutes, and then I get the sold out.
Ugh.
So, and then I said, F it, I'm gonna end up buying it. Resale's freaking crazy. So it starts dropping a little bit, and I purchased it at a rather decent price on StockX. And that was on July 6th, 2020. We're on July 30th, and to this day, it's still floating around somewhere in StockX world. And I keep getting emails saying, hey, due to COVID, blah, 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 blah. But anyway, to me, it's a must-have. To me, I have a lot of shoes not in cases. To me, it's going to be one of these cases right here because it's so innovative. It's so different. And I think it's really going to change the way other brands do and make shoes. And if you've seen stuff, and I know you do a lot of news and you do a lot of research, Asus is starting to come out with a shoe similar to that. They already have something coming out that's been spotted. So you're going to see other brands do something like this. So I think that again, they call it the Croc or whatever, man. And man, it's made out of some algae and some other stuff made in the USA. I think it's brilliant. It's different. It's crazy. It's not for everyone. You can slap it on, especially Miami guy, summer wear, shorts, put it on and just whatever. Because I'm always in shorts and Miami wear. I'm always in just chill kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I always just slap it on. And so when I get it, it'll be there, but I'm going to be taking it out. I'm going to have it worn like crazy. It'll be black on the bottom. Absolutely. That's a left cross right there, man. To me, I just think it's so, and again, it's one of those things that you get a lot of people that hate it, and you got a lot of people that say they hate it, but they go after it. You know, it's a lot of those, like the Union Force, that scene, you're going to see a lot, I hate it, I don't like it, and you're going to see it sold out in 2.5 seconds. You know, it's going to be one of those.
You know, so the Union 4 is one of those that, like, as soon as I saw it, I wanted it. I love it. I think it's going to look dope on foot.
Listen, I had mixed feelings about it. I'm a big 4 guy. I love the heel. I think there's something secret with the tongue, because what they did is they folded it.
Yeah.
So something's there. I have a feeling it's gonna flip over. I'm dying to see what they did with that. I hate the wing.
Right.
Not that it's clear, because there's 2 versions. You know, there's the LA, white and blue one that was today was you saw a sneak peek of it today, and there's the blue one. Both of them are dope in their own right. You know, and then they try to do the whole vintage look on the midsole kind of thing. I don't think they did such a clean job like they did with the one. It just looks painted on. It doesn't look very, it just doesn't look authentic. And that's why. But I like the blue. I like some of the things they try to do. I like the tongue. I love the heel. I hate the wing. I'm not a fan on that mid. So I got to see more pictures of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about it right now. Would I try going for it? Yeah. I was try going for it. But the question is, well, you really want it, is if you miss out on it, are you going to go crazy trying to buy it, even if it's at resale? I've bought resale stuff. Now, I don't go crazy. I try to get it the best deal, like I told you. But the question is, when I get the L, would I go crazy and go get it? I don't know. Maybe it would just want to, because, it is what it is. I got to, like the Union ones, man, I got the Union ones, the luckiest. I was building a table for my wife, and the Union's released, and I'm on the floor, and it released on Union, right? So I go on, I check out of the black pair, go back in and get the blue pair and check out.
No way.
Who does that? Yeah, I swear
and you built a table, man. That was like the most productive day.
I was laying on the floor. I was laying on the floor, and I was building a table and everyone's like, how the hell you did it? I'm like, I don't know, dude. Like, it must have accepted my IP address for some reason, because I actually went in with no problem, with no hiccups, checked out, and went back and picked my size and checked out again. Who does that?
Awesome, man.
So sometimes you get lucky. It's one of those weird things. I think that's probably one of my luckiest like buys, you know, in the past couple of years is that one. It's one of those weird ones, but yeah. I have some stories, man.
Go to the wall and let everyone know your opinion, because that's what this whole thing is about. It's about getting engaged and actually showing and sharing the stories of sneakers. That is what, you know, people like Ray and I are all into. This is our platform to do that on. So thank you all for joining us and for watching. This is the first week. We're going to do this every week. So be looking for the next week's video. They're going to come out and be posted every Saturday. You'll get an update in your Sneakers app. It'll also be available on the Sneakers app YouTube page. But Ray, go ahead and throw out your Twitter handle or your Instagram handle so everybody can follow you. Because if you guys are not following him, you should, because he has some of the dopest pics out there of some of the coolest shoes. So honestly, your page is one of my favorites to follow because I always see something cool on it every day. So
Matt, I'm very humbled about that, man. I've known you for a while. You know, being part of the Sneakers app, man. You've always been an awesome dude, and I appreciate that. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, I do it because I love it, man. I'm an elder spokesperson of the community. You know, like I said, and the fact that it is that I just enjoy it. I enjoy taking the photos. To me, Instagram is basically a diary of my passion. So it's an area where I could post on my images. I don't delete them. That's why they're there. And I just post the images that I love, and I always go back and oh, look, I have that shoe. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm honored, and I do my best to kind of put the best images out there because I know I love to see dope pages and pics, and that's what I enjoy the most about Instagram and social media. You know, I don't really get into the battles and the who cares and all the political stuff, whatever. I just do it as a passion. It takes me away from the real the stuff's going on every day. The bills that you got to pay, everything is it's an area where you can disconnect and just have fun and share your stories of the passion that you love. So my IG handles PR_sneaks23, PR_sneaks23. That's both Twitter and IG. I am not the best at Twitter. I'll be around. I hang around. I may post a picture here and there. So, but follow me on Instagram. There's always something new and exciting on my page. Or I try to bring something new and exciting on my page. So looking forward to the new followers that come about. And I'm looking forward to the chat to see, who agrees or does not agree. I would love to have those interactions and have those discussion points.
that's right. Hey, Ray, thank you so much, man. Have an awesome night. I appreciate you being here. I'll talk to you soon.